go. I do believe we are live, dear friends. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I hope you have been having an absolutely beautiful day, and I hope you are excited to consider the problem with problem solving. That is the topic that we have as our topic. Yes. Yes. The topic that was introduced to me in my thinking of things. You know how you sometimes are busy. Today my hands have been busy. Maybe, maybe, you know, I don't know. No, I don't think you do know. I wanted to show you what I've been busy with all day, but I don't know if I want to do that now. I have this yoga mat that is blowing away in the wind. Should I sit in the shade here with this tree? I'm hoping that my microphone is doing its job in properly voice isolating and wind protecting us. Let me get myself a seat. Oh. And then I'll show it to you friends one more time. There we go. That should be something. What the dog doing? What's up, Andres? What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Uh, his ears are not green. Stricken lion ass looking dude. Hey, don't you even think about biting me, bro? Don't you even think about it? Stricken guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You see this guy, Andres? Hmm? Yeah, man. Meld, look, looking forward to what you have to say about the problem with problem solving. I'm happy that you do actually want to hear, because it is one of those topics that I found myself thinking about a lot today. And it's specifically manifested in the nature of finding myself stuck, finding myself recanting, going through the experience I've been going through as an existence, as a person, and noticing how my propensity, willingness, ability to solve problems is hindering my experience. It's taking things from me. Specifically, it is taking my ability to just be. Just that sense of contentment, that dog-like, presence, if you will. Because this dog is not a problem solver, I can tell you that. Maybe it could solve a problem, but it's not a problem solver as a way of being. Right? It hears another dog bark in the distance, and then it goes and barks from this distance. That's the extent of the problems that animal can solve. But in that way, that animal isn't existing in this world, looking at it through the lens of what problem can I solve here? Right? That animal is existing in this world purely from the perspective of presence. And I feel that there's a certain lack of presence that exists in trying to solve a problem all the time. And then there is the however. There is the however that comes in with these three topics that I try and introduce to you, friends. And however it goes, when you solve problems, when you see problems, and you then proceed to solve that problem that you think you see, you inadvertently solve problems in the future as well. Right? Problems that would have been, problems that you would have faced, now suddenly cease to exist in your future existence. So in that way, you seeing problems now makes the problems in the future less. But at the same time, it's a problem when you're only seeing problems right now. So it should be maybe a balance thing. Is the problems you're seeing right now with the world balanced? Is that the right way to think of it? I want to use the word appropriate, but applicable, maybe applicable. Maybe not even applicable. Reasonable? Maybe reasonable. Because you might be able to see a bunch of problems in your immediate environment right now. Even in our world. But you might be wrong in your assessment that you can solve it. You might be wrong in your assessment of how long it would take. You might be wrong in your assessment that it's possible at all. And I think about that a lot from this perspective of realizing that this thing that I am, beyond just my physical form, beyond just my body, comes from somewhere else, is something else. And that something else that it is gains perspective from this world that we're in, clearly. Right? And this perspective that it's here to gain seems to be of the nature of how hard things are. Right? Like a real reminder that it's kind of hard convincing people to be better. It makes sense cosmologically that things are as chaotic as they are. It's a balance, it's an everything of an experience. And you are making a part of that everything. A part of that wave function. Like these little waves that are washing over my body right now, making my hair tickle my nose and stuff. It's nice to have this entity just like chilling with us. I just pulled out some of my hairs in removing this piece of resin from my leg. I had some blueberry muffins just now on my Dynavap. I am feeling I don't know if unmotivated is the right word. It's not unmotivated. Uninspired. Low dopamine, to say it in so many words as well. Today in working and trimming the plant. I have trimmed but like half a plant essentially, the whole day. My whole day's work amounted to like half a plant's worth of trimming. Feels like I'm falling short. I'm realizing though that it's definitely not something that I want to do in the long term. That I don't really enjoy this experience. I do realize that in myself as well, that I actually don't even enjoy trimming my own bud when it's for myself. It is more a matter of I'm doing this because it needs to get done. And I'm noticing that same energy arise in me here as well. It's like I'm doing this because it needs to get done. And then I'll find myself stopping and going like, why? What am I doing? Should I be doing? And then I do again. Get done again. Do let me know if I am stable. I'm not seeing many comments, but it's probably just fine. It's probably all of this wind. It has been quite an aggressive one. It's beautiful there. I miss the outside. Hey CC. Nice having you, friend. It is nice having you. Getting to be outside with you. It is probably cold where you are again, isn't it? Getting to have some perspective. Perspective that I'm being allowed right now is again in realizing my want to problem solve. And every single time I find myself in these kind of states, I find myself even more appreciative of these creatures. Watching them be. She was trying to solve a problem there for a second. She was trying to get this doggo to chase her around because she stole his stick. But he didn't seem too fazed. And now she's just mirroring instead. You can see the wind hitting her too. Truly is odd. I do that at work too. I ask myself, what am I doing? I'm getting paid. But now it feels like time is more precious. Yeah, right? It has been that exact experience for me, Nancy. Like, what am I doing? Do I want to be doing this? Asking myself these questions. And not even from the perspective of like laziness, but specifically from a perspective of soul. Like, where am I supposed to be right now? What am I supposed to do? Is this the most value I can contribute? I'm getting paid $12 a day to trim right now. $12 at least, not 12 rand. All right, so I can make, what's that? $400, $350 in a month if I did this every single day, no breaks. And if I have to ask myself questions like that, it just kind of registers and manifests as, I don't know if I want to do that. I did get a message back from my dad. Got a message back this morning. Got given the space to come back home. There was some rules. I did see there was some list of rules that was sent. I haven't gotten to reading those just yet. But it's fine. This time I'm coming back with a little bit more of a plan. Certain way of being, definitely. Certain intention with how I want to be. I'm going to try and not say things. That's going to be one of the big plans. Don't say certain things. Just don't. I also want to bring the Starlink. That's something that I'm considering doing, and then paying for that myself as well. It is something that will add value to the home. Better internet. You friends saw how bad the internet is the last time we were there. I legit cannot even play music. I can't stream music. That's how slow it is. My freaking phone is whistling with the amount of wind that's passing through it as well. Hmm. This creature, like a little lion. I'm glad Starlink is still working. Me too. I'm glad it didn't get stolen. That's also one of the other things. Is that it was literally plugged into the battery. They unplugged the Starlink from the battery to take the battery. It is nice that it's still working. It's true. I'll agree with you in that way. There was like a moment of it being a little bit. Is this thing still working? With Jovan being there, we did take it with us, and I got it set up. Got to get it set up at a space that had like a lot of tree coverage and stuff. And I was pointing it at like that little bit of open space there was on the sky, and it didn't end up working. And my mind was like, why workies? And now it workies again when it has the right orientation, I believe. It's still the Gen 2 model. My mind wants the mini one that you can put in a backpack someday. DJ Words, nice seeing you again. Problem solved, not problem self. I like that, Nancy. I should give you the microphone for a sec. Oh, hi, Joe. One of the radio stations I worked at in my cluster was Inspiration 1390. It's a black gospel station in Chicago. Hope you're having a good day, bro. Healing times. It has had that vibe, huh, DJ? Many of us are healing right now. Many of us are going through one or another kind of shift. Many of us are experiencing a collective change right now. And that is going to continue happening. I wish we had more data, honestly. I wish we had more self-reporting. Not like self-reporting as in reporting on yourself, but reporting for yourself, maybe. Adding to our collective data about what it is we as a species are going through right now. I'm sure there would be some sort of pattern that arises from that. I'm sure we're gonna do stuff like that before we know it. Part of me wants to take you to see what I've been doing today a little bit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take you with me. It's kinda getting cold, like it's really washing. Wow! Wow, you comfy? Wow! Freaking Monstar. Monstacio. Look at this dude. Look at him. Mananos. Hey, Joe Bot is here. Again, I was just kind of like linking up, like Jovan is here next to me, talking about the Starlink. Hey, Joe. So nice having you here with us. Yep, I'm doing some changing. New job on the horizon, I hope. I have a solid lead. I just gotta act on it. But it's scary. It really is, friend. But you got this. I trust in you. And I look forward to you being back in the space and telling me about how good it's going. For what it's worth, I realize from time to time that my trying to avoid suffering is another form of suffering. That is true. Might even be the most prevalent form of suffering we suffer right now. Because we suffer that suffering in so many ways. Especially so with, I want to say the word addictions. Things that we do that we know are not good for us, but that we continue doing because it's something to do right now. All right, that's a big one, I feel, that our species is facing right now, and it feels a certain way. It feels like, He's like, bruh, right? So, and like it's a form of suffering. It is a form of suffering. What are you saying? What are you saying? You want to say something? Oh goodness. Oh, he's man down. He's man down right now. Oh, he's man down. Oh, he's man down. Oh, no, don't eat my. Ow! I just got nipped. My nipple just got bit. This dude. Look at this dude. What is that dude doing? What that dude doing? What that dude doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He's such a silly dude. What are you doing? He's so silly. Ow! Hey, you silly dude. You're silly. Such a silly dude. So silly. Such a silly dude. Oh goodness. I have to sit perfectly still so you can forget that I exist. I'm gonna slowly but surely move my things. The microphone almost got eaten. That would have been some horrifying sounds. POV getting eaten by a monster. Well, it's not exactly a point of view. Point of here. Hey, this dude. I'm getting assaulted here. I'm getting assaulted. Oh goodness. This is fun. Tripping hazards. Doggos are screaming. You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi? No. Okay. Josie, julle wen hierso. Ek kom wys vir die mense waarmee ek besig was vandag. But that is the tree that has been getting trimmed today. Kom meld, kom trim plante. Hier's 'n boom om te trim hierso. Those are the ones already hanging. This will be available to share at the Join. Lekker. Go and get yourself some. Yes, it's a little bit more calm in here. Lekker. Yeah, Jovan knows that word. And now, every single time I experience lekker things, I think about the way that she says, oh, this is a lekker woordje. Oh, it's a lekker. Oh, someone oh, come on. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the little fishies. Yeah, oh. She has a little dreadlock. Dit stop nie hoor, ek moes 'n bietjie binne toe gekom het, maar ek dink dit is nog steeds in line of fire hier. Look at the wind washing over us. And this creature just being like, come on, give me all your attention, bro. How about you give me some attention? How about you? I read that. Yes. Give it. And this guy's like, hey, bro, how about give me some of that attention, actually. Actually, I want some of that. Actually, for me. for mice. For myself, I say. For mice. Give to mice. Oh, goodness. This dog makes me think about the dog that was in Tom and Jerry. I don't know if you see that as well. Yes, he's so sturdy, like it's hard to move him almost. Hey, don't hurt Anna. Don't hurt the other dog. No, stop. No, stop doing that. I say stop now. And it's like, bro, okay, give me attention. Okay, fine. You see how he's like, he wants to eat me. Like there's some monster inside him that's like, I'm gonna eat you a little bit. How does that dog not topple over with that oversized head? He has a neck. Look at that. You can really see his neck protruding. Look at the fucking muscles on this dude's neck. Fucking muscles. They're muscles. Fucking muscles. Yes, I'm like trying to squeeze into those muscles and I'm like struggling. And he's just like, now, as soon as I stop, he's going to be like, what you stop? Yes. Why you stop? Alright, that was enough. That was the one that was enough. Alright. To be a pup, sniffing and biting nibs. Just so casually. My hands are dirty now because I really got in between those hairs. I'm gonna go wash my hands. It's like one of two options, either that way or that way. Yeah, you creatures. Yeah, you creatures, you do. You do mess with me too. But I just leave my ring on this table. Good. Good as I do. Instantly he's like, how about you use those clean hands of yours to make them not clean anymore? He's got a nice. He just shimmied himself up against my knee. I feel good about this development. The fact that me and this dog is so chill with each other this time around. Feels kind of good. Feels like I did something right. I wonder what it was. Weirdly enough, it was actually after I gave him some like biting-esque neck massages. It was almost like I showed him that I have like strong bite muscles. And after that, me and him were homies. Is that how it works? Is that dog lingo? You could, no, I wanted to say you could hurt me if you tried, but I don't think I can. I don't actually think I can hurt that animal, right? I could like be malicious with like a kick or something, and that would maybe hurt. But I don't think I would injure the dog. I think I would be the one who gets the short end of the stick if I try to pick a fight. It's like a little mini lion. Ik praat oor Andries, so. Ja, ek sê ek en Andries is nou maatjies met mekaar hierdie keer. So it's lekker. So what is the problem with problem solving? Is it like you said, or not being? Do we problem solve a lot? We do problem solve a lot daily, yeah. So it's more like a thought experiment. The problem of problem solving, right? Like the trolley problem. And the problem of problem solving is that there is a ratio that we need to meet, that we need to reach in our lives that goes Every single time you look in your world and you see problems to be solved, you showing up and solving those problems could potentially be a good thing. And you could end up having had those problems solved and going into your future not having to deal with that stuff. However, if you look at everything through the lens of problems, you will only see problems in your world always. So there needs to be some sort of balance. That's the problem. That's the which lever are you going to be taking? Are you going to always see everything as a problem and then always and forever be in that state of problem solving, and in that process potentially solve enough of your problems to the point where you won't have problems, but still would have trained yourself neurologically day by day, moment by moment, to only see problems even after you've already solved most of them. Right? That's the problem. That's the problem-solving problem we as a species face. I hope that was a good descriptor of what I wanted to portray, to convey to you friends. Hey Kristen, I see Maula here too. I see DJ saying melt. Melt, it recently helped me a lot to think of how I might be here on Earth. My purpose is to be at specific times to do quite small things. Like yesterday, I was next to a motorcycle and they had this busted cable hanging from the left handlebar grip. He was being a psycho and driving around all the cars and did an illegal turn. I'm guessing there's going to be more context, but I yelled to him, got his attention, and he reeled in the cable. It was busted brake line or something, I don't know, but it could have got caught in the tire and flipped the bike. You saving a life in that way, right, inadvertently. Seeing a problem and trying to in your own way solve it as well, DJ. Even though it wasn't your problem to solve technically. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that will do it. Woo! I had that terpene experience where it has this real sharpness at the top of your nose. It's not bad, but it is sharp. Kind of has like an opening experience to your eyes, you know. Like you just had something very sour and you're like, at first, and then your eyes open. Yeah, but if you shift it to being curious, then everything doesn't have to be a problem. I agree, Nancy. I agree. But it's easier to live in a state of complacency when you're just living through showing up for curiosity. At least I think so. The way I see it is that if it's only curiosity for me, it's easy for me to only be curious, right? In the way that you are curious about a little thrift shop, or the way you're curious about the museum and the art within it. Like there's probably in your mind no chance of you actually buying something, but you're curious, so you kind of show up. Where if you're going there to solve a problem, right? The problem is there's a blank space on your wall where you feel there ought to be art. Boom, problem established. Now you're going to a museum or an art gallery to go and purchase a piece of art for that blank space on your wall. Now suddenly you're not showing up to that museum with curiosity. You're solving a problem. You're showing up with problem solving, you know, as a mindset. So I think again it depends. I think it does depend. It depends on what state you want to live in. I think the curiosity state is the one that I try to live in more often than not. But when I'm in the problem solving state, I enjoy it. I think that's maybe the problem as well, since we're talking about that. I was like, does he know that the big cable is hanging there? I don't have a bike, but yeah, it was cool. I saved at least him from a headache. Bingo Nanshi, seeing it as where we feel aversions. That's where inner work is to be done, says Ramdas. Looking at our aversions of curiosity rather than judgment, that's healing. It's interesting that you use the word judgment as well. I've been thinking about that a lot, Joe. This concept of judgment. Specifically from the perspective of whether or not we ought to, whether or not we can, whether or not we should judge at all. And I feel it would be unreasonable to expect you to not judge anyone based on a principle as well. Right? Because if you had no ability to judge anyone for yourself, you wouldn't be able to form an opinion. And I think an opinion is an essential part to making a decision ultimately too. Judgment. Judgment and curiosity. Empathy. There's also a word like non-judgment, surely, right? Is there just a word for it though? Acceptance. Is acceptance the opposite of judgment? When you accept someone, they don't feel judged by you, surely. Is that a Pojo? I think it is. Good morning to you, bro. It's nice having you here. We are all so very loved, both individually and collectively. It's true. I am the individual me that I think is melt. And at the same time, I am hundreds of millions, JK, hundreds of trillions, maybe like 60 trillion, between 60 and 100 trillion cells as a collective coming together to be this thing. Yes. Small little parts that keep stacking iteratively until I become what I am. The fact that that information was encoded in my DNA. Since I was a little baby, I've been becoming this thing. You want to say hi to our friends? You're going to be out of drug, but there we go. Yeah. Annika. Say to Annika as well, friends. Be like, yo, you rock, Annika. Stay alert to your divine gifts and bless my friends. Thank you, bro. No. Think it's close to that time. Should maybe start playing a card. Alrighty. Wil je mij helpen kort raken? Oké. Gaan blij shuffle en save my stop.
Kijk, stop.
The crumbling. What are you clinging onto? Hectic question. What are you clinging onto? Today, there was some weed resin clinging onto my leg hair, and I had to pull it off. Yeah, there we go. There is a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and as a society as a whole. How about that, Pojo, that this card echoes your sentiment today? So, you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire like a phoenix. Yeah, there's been many phoenix themed fractals happening in life as of late. You're being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and melt. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morning. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. What are you clinging onto in fear of nothing taking its place? PLC. Go Gobness. Go Goobnips. The Phoenix, me, is tired of waiting for Mel to come to Chicago. Chicago, coming to the Berg. Gotta make $5,000 right quick though. Yeah, like that's the thing right now, DJ Award. For $5,000, I can start building myself a house. Right, that's what I was thinking about right now as well. Especially with that card being like, oh yeah, you'll have a new home with a view so beautiful that it will almost bring you to tears every morning. And I believe that. I believe the universe when it says shit like that. I'm like, all right, universe, I hear you. Okay, cool. So in that way, it might not be reasonable for me to spend $5,000. Like I'm saying that like I have $5,000 to spend. But they won't let me into your country. Maybe they would now. They might now that I have a business, but I don't have any assets, technically on it right now. And I do not have the proper amount of fiat currency in funds, which is also problematic potentially. Bank account, no look very big right now. Chi-Town, what the place about the too much America for Melty as a first destination. Too much America. I've got to drop. So dropping this here when you're ready. Thank you. Our goodbye message is being sent. Jopo, that's not true at all. I think there's probably a lot of stereotypes in America of Americans, amongst Americans, right? But it is a matter of perspective. All of us have a different one. I have a stereotype about South Africans, even being one. I'm trying to ask myself if that's not wrong. Is it wrong? Stereotyping. It's again a kind of judgment. But in that way, I think maybe a stereotype is created to give you something digestible to accept. It's like an at the glance kind of perspective. Thank you indeed, Kristen. Thank you, Xiao, for being here with us too. I can say, have the most dazzling day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so unfathomably. Unerringly, ineffably and prodigiously, wondrously, ineffably, luminously, astoundingly, enchantingly, and splendidly melt. And all of you are so radiant, benevolent, luminous, and nurturing, perceptive, and heartwarming, and warm-hearted, and uplifting, and empathetic, and virtuous friends who ponder the problem of problem solving. Yeah. Thank you for doing so with me. Thank you for not seeing everything in the world as a problem, necessarily. And if you do, thank you for actively working towards solving these problems that we have. Judging is thinking. Thinking is required for our bodies to work. You can't be free from judgment, only free of hate. You can only choose to hate after forming a judgment, or choose to accept after forming a judgment, right? Maybe that's another way to see it as well. I thank you, friends. I appreciate you for joining me again. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye now. Cheers, cheers. Till we do it.